It's all political.
Can you elaborate?
Do I really need to? Where?
Right there.
That's called blood.
I see blood on your leg too. Yeah. When you caught him.
I don't see anything red.
No,
So.
I'm saying blood on your leg. Probably Teal's blood.
Yeah, no, that's for sure Teal's blood, but I don't see anything red on my side. So don't start that initiative.
Rolly, did you have any regrets over this outcome in regards to anything that you did in the ring?
When somebody else does this, it's a masterclass. When I do it, it's self-explanatory, right?
Rolly made it ugly, running the whole fight. I could give him like 2 rounds, that's it, you know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous. What was it, a majority decision?
Yeah. Were you a bit worried when you started hearing them scorecards?
Yeah, I know, because it's freaking crazy, bro. He didn't want one freaking round. I mean, he got maybe 2 rounds, I can give him 2 rounds that he won, but I mean, like, he was running the whole fight.
Hey, how'd you see it?
I think the judges had it wrong. I think it was a wider. I think Teo kind of dominated. I think Rolly wasn't busy enough. But when he did hit you, it was significant. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see Rolly again, man. I want to see him again. 3 of the 4 Kings champions, man.
What went through your mind when you heard Teo?
I thought the fight was over.
Yeah.
I thought Rolly was going to turn it up. And
yeah.
Teofimo won a lot of good close rounds and a good close fight, but Teo definitely won though.
Those are the kind of fights that boxing needs, right? Evenly matched, entertaining fights.
And they were brawling. The guys were getting after. They weren't trying to give each other any inches over each other. I thought it was a great fight. I would actually like to see a rematch in the future as well.
Yeah.
I thought Rolly landed he might be landed slightly better shots overall the night, but Teo definitely controlled the ring generalship.
Yeah.
He counted more. He was a little bit more active, So
Look closely at Rolly Romero's face immediately after the final bell. There were no scratches, no bruising, and his face appeared completely unblemished. Sitting at the post-fight press conference after suffering a 12-round majority decision loss to Teofimo Lopez, Romero was absolutely livid. He stared directly into the cameras and vehemently denied ever being hurt, insisting that Lopez barely touched him throughout all 36 minutes of action. When reporters asked what he believed influenced the judges to hand his WBA welterweight title over to his opponent, Romero immediately shut the conversation down. He completely dismissed the official scorecards, declaring that the decision was purely political. Romero firmly believes he was robbed on boxing's biggest stage,
and it's apparent,
and his fiery post-fight interview became a masterclass in pure defiance, frustration, and unwavering confidence in his own performance.
I clearly outboxed him. I cut him. I hurt him multiple times. I mean, it's clear as day. I deserve a rematch. And honestly, that decision was, self-explanatory, man. It's not.
What makes this fallout so intensely personal is a hidden backstory that the media largely ignored for years. These 2 fighters were once incredibly close friends who sparred together as teenagers. When Rolly was struggling financially early in his career, Teofimo literally sent him $5,000 to help him stay afloat and keep moving forward. But the moment the ink dried on their fight contract, all of that history seemed to disappear. Teofimo publicly stated that their friendship ended instantly, and he viewed Rolly's willingness to step into the ring against him as a massive personal insult. To Teofimo, the fact that Rolly genuinely believed he could defeat him wasn't simply confidence. It was a sign of absolute disrespect. That perception fueled a deeply personal fire that burned relentlessly through fight night and continued straight into the heated post-fight interviews.
This is a masterclass. When I do it, it's self-explanatory, right?
What do you think, if anything, was swaying the judges to lean to the side of Teofimo?
It's all political.
Can you elaborate?
Do I really need to? Pressed more, of course. Anyone can, but, championship fights, they're all close like this, especially with 2 high-level fighters. But, he was hurt multiple times, won the shots, he honestly should have been counted as a knockdown. But, you know how it is. He survived, he knows how to survive. I hit him so many times clean when I did. And hurt him, I was, some of those rounds were for sure 10-8 rounds.
Was there a rematch clause in your contract?
No, but I mean, of course, I am owed a rematch. You don't get a 115, 113. I get a rematch.
That fiery motivation translated into relentless offensive pressure, but Rolly flat out refuses to acknowledge what happened inside the ring. During the post-fight press conference, one reporter pointed out a massive red welt across Rolly's ribs, suggesting that Teofimo's relentless body attack may have played a major role in influencing the judges' scorecards. Romero's response, however, was completely bizarre. He insisted that Lopez did not land a single clean body shot on him throughout the entire night. And when asked to explain the glowing red mark clearly visible on his ribs, Romero offered an unusual explanation. He claimed the mark was not caused by Lopez's punches at all, insisting instead that it was simply Lopez's blood that had transferred onto his skin during a clinch.
Sports, Rolly, it seemed like the right hand to the body, that was a big part of their strategy, was kind of jab, right hand you to the body, and you kind of...
He didn't land any of them. It was blocked with the elbow.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure if that was something that was bothering you. Your side seemed a little red, at least from where we were sitting.
Red where?
Right there.
That's called blood.
I see blood on your leg, too. Yeah. When you caught him...
I don't see anything red.
No,
so.
I'm saying blood on your leg. Probably Teo's blood.
Yeah, no, that's for sure Teo's blood, but I don't see anything red on my side. So don't start that initiative.
But what did he do in there that maybe was unexpected?
Nothing. He didn't land a single shot. You guys could clearly see he didn't land a single shot.
And just last one for me. When you had him hurt, why weren't you able to finish, do you think?
I mean, he found a way to survive, and that's, and then when I had him hurt it was at the end of the round. Every time he threw himself, I landed a hook, and yeah, I mean, every time I threw, I landed a shot.
Rolly, did you have any regrets over this outcome in regards to anything that you did in the ring?
When somebody else does this, it's a masterclass. When I do it, it's self-explanatory, right?
It was a staggering level of denial, completely dismissing the reality of Teofimo dictating the pace, controlling the center of the ring, and consistently forcing Romero to fight on his terms throughout the contest.
For me, I not a rematch. Rolly didn't really do it that much tonight, I think. I don't think he threw a lot of punches tonight to win and have that even one judge making it a majority draw or a majority decision. So I think people, what they want to see next is maybe me and Ryan.
They fucking blind, bro, because you was getting hit with that left hook, but you was catching it with the glove.
It's okay.
Every round.
No matter what, look, I think I'm here. This is the road to undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to reclaim and get all of the next world titles, and whoever the next champion is, that's what it's all about. I think that's what we're missing. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's people that don't want these belts no more, and I'm just one to let's get this last run before or if they ever do happen.
Step one in that journey to undisputed now at welterweight. You got the first belt, a couple more to go.
However, there was one explosive moment that proved Romero wasn't completely crazy for believing in his own power. In the fifth round, Rolly caught the champion with a vicious check left hook that badly wobbled him and instantly opened a nasty cut above his right eye. It was exactly the kind of fight-ending power shot Rolly had promised to deliver. For a brief moment, he had the champion seriously hurt and nearly out on his feet. But instead of immediately pressing the advantage and going for the finish, Romero mysteriously took his foot off the gas. He suddenly reverted to a low-output strategy, inexplicably allowing Lopez valuable time to recover, survive the danger, and regain control. In doing so, Romero watched what may have been his best opportunity to win the fight slowly slip away.
This was a tense fight because the threat of the timing and the power of Rolly Romero wasn't a great fight, but it did have that climax moment in the fifth round. Rolly, big right hand counter over the top, hurts Teofimo, the worst we've ever seen him hurt in his career. But Teofimo Lopez bit down and showed real fighting spirit in the next several rounds, and I thought arguably won every round after that fifth round. I had him winning this fight 117, 111. I could see 116, 112. I didn't see 114, 114 like one judge had it. But right away, I got to give credit to Teo for that fighting spirit. that Ryan Garcia didn't show last May. Once Ryan Garcia felt that power, the same power that hurt Teofimo in the 5th, he put his hands in his pocket. And that was it. And that allowed Rolly to dictate, fight at that nice slow pace he likes fighting at these days, and clearly beat Ryan Garcia. But Teo wouldn't take no for an answer. And it was, the suspense of the fight was Teo still falls in sometimes, athletic as he is, with his hands not held up high or really always in defensively responsible positions. So at any moment, it felt like he could be timed with another bomb, even as he was winning rounds, even as he was getting off first and taking the fight to Rolly, backing him up. But he never forgot his jab. And he told me on the channel 2 weeks ago, his left shoulder hurt so much from how many jabs he was throwing for this camp. And that jab allowed him to still be the dictator, allowed him to get off first, allowed him to push Rolly Romero back. The body shots were key for him in this fight. He kept punching underneath. He wasn't, and Rolly after the fight said, you know, his face was clean while Teo's was bruised up, but that's not how fights are scored. Teo's won a lot of fights bruised up. But the body work was successful over and over again. And that's how he hurt Rolly Romero back when they sparred 10 years ago.
While Romero waited for another perfect knockout opportunity that never materialized, Teofimo's corner responded by setting a disciplined tactical trap. Teofimo Lopez Sr. was visibly frantic at ringside following that 5th-round disaster, urgently instructing his son to keep his right hand glued tightly to his face to neutralize Romero's dangerous check hook. The adjustment worked flawlessly, allowing Lopez to tighten his defense while relying heavily on a relentless, consistent jab to control the distance. From that point forward, Lopez steadily increased the pressure and completely changed the rhythm of the fight. He drowned Romero in pure volume, forcing him to deal with a constant stream of punches while taking away the space and opportunities he needed to land another fight-changing shot.
So proud of your son to go through what he went through.
Yeah, you know, Rolly made it ugly, you know, running the whole fight. You know, I could give him like 2 rounds, that's it, you know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous. What was it, a majority decision?
Yeah. Were you a bit worried when you sat hearing them scorecards?
Yeah, I know, because it's freaking crazy, bro. He didn't win one freaking round. I mean, he got maybe 2 rounds, you know, I could give him 2 rounds that he won, but I mean, like, he was running the whole fight. You can't win a fight if you don't commit, if you don't you take chances, you know.
When you see Teofimo's, you know, eyes slit and the blood starts coming out, what are you thinking, you know, like...
Listen, this is nothing new, you know that my son gets cut a lot, you know, and the good thing is that we have a new cutman and he did a great job, and I'm very happy, you know, that the cut didn't bother him at all. It was a great fight. 3-time world champion, real world champion, fighting fighting real champions, you know what I'm saying? Like no vacant titles, and doing it at the age of 28 because he just turned 29 is remarkable, you know what I'm saying? And we have a whole year of 29 years to be able to become undisputed at 147. I see him dominating. I see him doing it. He was a little bit off because, you know, he's coming from a really bad loss, and I mean, I'm really proud of him for what he did tonight. Very difficult fight, you know, chasing this guy is not easy to chase a fighter. And,
The final punch statistics painted a brutal picture, with Lopez outlanding Romero by a staggering 124 punches to just 73. Those numbers told the story of a fight that increasingly slipped away from Romero as Lopez adjusted, controlled the action, and maintained a relentless offensive pace. It was a true masterclass in mid-fight adaptation, with Lopez executing the adjustments from his corner almost perfectly and securing the victory in exactly the manner his team had planned from the very beginning.
Why do you think Rolly's output was so low? When he did let go, he landed some hard counter shots. He had the moment in the 5th round, but why do you think overall his output was low in this fight?
Because I was hitting him back, plain and simple. You know, there was a lot of shots. There was shots that I was hitting him and connecting with that I was waiting for that exchange, and he knows that. I'm very quick and I'm very fast with my shots, but at the same time, I'm very selective. I was tagging that body a lot. Look at his whole side rib. No matter what it was, we focused on if Rolly doesn't want to engage, at least let's hit his arms and his stomach throughout the rounds, and that's what slowed him down mainly, and that's what made us win the fight tonight.
You let it be known in the post-fight, understandably. You want to take some time, enjoy the birth of your second child and those things. When it's time to come back, do you want the winner of the Ryan Garcia-Conor Benn fight? And if it's Ryan Garcia, what are your thoughts on that fight? Or would you want a title defense first before getting into unification with someone like him?
Honestly, I got 4 fights now 3 fights with the Zone, and all of them are the road to the Undisputed. We're going right to every world title. We're not taking no defense, no nothing. So whoever's next, we're going for.
Despite those glaring statistics, Romero remains convinced that the entire boxing industry is actively working against him. His biggest grievance centers on what he describes as a massive double standard in the way the sport judges different fighting styles. When reporters pressed him about why he wasn't more aggressive during the later rounds, Rolly became heavily defensive. He argued that when traditional fighters carefully pick their shots, move backward, and rely on counterpunching, fans and analysts often praise it as a defensive masterclass. But when he uses that exact same counterpunching strategy, he claims he is immediately criticized and accused of not doing enough. In Romero's view, the criticism has less to do with his actual performance and more to do with an unfair standard that seems to change depending on which fighter is using the style.
From where we were sitting.
Red where?
Right there.
That's called blood.
I see blood on your leg too. When you caught him.
I don't see anything red.
No,
So.
I'm saying blood on your leg. Probably Teo's blood.
Yeah, no, that's for sure Teal's blood, but I don't see anything red on my side. So don't start that initiative.
But what did he do in there that maybe was unexpected?
Nothing. He didn't land a single shot. You guys could clearly see he didn't land a single shot.
And just last one for me. When you had him hurt, why weren't you able to finish, do you think?
I mean, he found a way to survive, and that's, and then when I had him hurt it was at the end of the round. Every time he threw himself, I landed a hook, and yeah, I mean, every time I threw, I landed a shot.
Rolly, did you have any regrets over this outcome in regards to anything that you did in the ring?
When somebody else does this, it's a masterclass. When I do it, it's self-explanatory.
Rolly genuinely believes he never receives a fair shake from the boxing establishment, largely because of his reputation as an awkward and unconventional puncher whose unusual style is often judged more harshly than that of traditional fighters.
He was stopping it with the gloves. What the damn? These people are fucking blind, bro.
No, I'd say, look, what we do.
He was catching that shit with the gloves, bro. That's not a fucking punch.
No, so Lance, like, when it came to it, yeah, like
stupid, bro.
No, relax, Lance.
That was the whole fucking plan. I told my son, catch that fucking hit. Every time he hits you with the left hook, catch it and throw the right hand.
Yeah.
He was missing the right hand, but
it was there. It was there, like just rolling, pulling back, and just watching it. Right. Obviously, you could see that he wants to throw it. So I will see him squeeze his fist in those rounds, and I knew it was coming. So that was all it is. And then jabbing, seeing where he's at, and yeah, we got the win tonight. I'm super excited. So. Not a stupid question. Don't worry, Lance. You're all right.
Matt Lenahan here for About
all the
Boxing.
shots were hitting the gloves.
Teo, I want to ask, after the last fight with Shakur, you came under a lot of criticism, right? You came under a lot of criticism.
It's called catch and shoot.
Yourself and your father and the communication in the corner. What was the difference you felt tonight there? Was it like night and day in comparison, the communication with yourself and your father?
Yeah. Honestly, like, that's what it takes. I think that we're forgetting that I really want to show all of you guys. If I fail tonight, then that's definitely boom. You guys get the upper hand on it, and you guys were all right. But I want everyone to know and realize that you can add, but you don't have to take away. I've seen it with Miguel Cotto. I've seen it with all these other fighters and trainers, where they switch and they blame the trainer. But it's also ourselves, and we just got to recollect those things and go back to the basics.
The irony is that the rest of the boxing world was furious at the judges as well, but for the exact opposite reason. Pundits and fellow fighters were outraged by Judge Glenn Feldman, who inexplicably scored about 114 to 114, turning what many viewed as a clear victory into a majority decision instead of a unanimous result. Multi-division champion Claressa Shields immediately took to social media, warning the judges not to pull anything, and insisting that Teofimo had won clearly through superior skills, activity, and overall performance. Former champion Josh Taylor echoed that sentiment, calling the official scorecards absolutely ridiculous. From the reactions pouring in across the boxing world, it was clear that nobody at the elite level was buying Rolly's narrative or accepting his version of how the fight unfolded.
He says he's not interested in any title defenses. He wants to get straight to undisputed with Devin Haney at the end. I love a fight between the winner of Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. I would expect Ryan to win that fight, but we don't know. He can be inconsistent as well, and I don't think he's taking Conor Benn quite as serious as he was taking the Mario Barrios fight, when people like Terrence Crawford are questioning if that's going to backfire on him. We'll see next month at this arena. But I like that fight. Maybe Haney can unify with Paro, and we'll see what happens. But Teofimo still has a lot to work on, but I see maturity from him. And he was a class act in the post-fight. You know, he's angered a lot of fans for some of the racist things he was saying, the slurs and everything, and the certain off-color remarks in the last year or so. But tonight, I thought he was a class act in the post-fight, and sense a level of maturity from him, and that's encouraging for him going forward, and commend him for that. So, yeah, let's see. Anything else?
Even after giving away the crucial championship rounds, Romero is aggressively demanding a sequel. Throughout the post-fight fallout, he repeatedly insisted that he is owed a rematch, arguing that because he landed the only major damaging shots of the night, a second fight should be mandatory. The harsh reality, however, is that there is no automatic rematch clause in their contract, and holding a world title hostage while producing historically low punch output rarely earns a fighter an immediate second chance. Teofimo has already moved on, celebrating his status as a three-division world champion while leaving Rolly completely empty-handed. But looking back at how passive Romero became during those crucial final rounds, the question remains, does Rolly Romero actually deserve a rematch, or did he completely throw away his own opportunity to keep the world title? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming boxing videos. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next one.